my C10 right here. Had a tree actually run out of the grill whenever I found it. I posted a picture of this exact truck on Instagram before I even really had a social media, and it went kind of viral. So this is my 1964 C10 known as PaTreeNa. The name might make a little bit more sense to you now. It's bagged, laid out on the frame, has powered by a small block Chevy now instead of the old tired 250 that it had, and backed with a 700 R4. But before we get ahead of ourselves on the current state of the vehicle, let's travel back in time a little bit and get started on where the vehicle originated in my timeline. So about 10 years ago, I started out in demolition derbies. That's kind of where I got most of my fabrication skills, and that kind of played out and I was done with it. So after selling everything minus the power plant that's currently sitting in this truck, I set out to find myself a project. And I've always been a truck guy, so naturally I wanted a truck, preferably a 60 to 66 C10. This time was around 2015, 16-ish, somewhere in that realm of time. I can't remember the exact date. It kind of predated Facebook Marketplace, so this thing actually came from an old, vague Craigslist ad that my buddy found while we were at work. I seen it, instantly called, and took off work that day, and lo and behold, we ended up with the truck. But the pickup story is probably where most of the fame of this old truck came from. Wife and I headed down, truck and trailer in tow, to get this thing. We showed up, we secured the deal of $200. That's when all the fun started, basically. We got the chainsaw out and started cutting the trees loose from the front grille, and also there was one growing inside of the bumper. After that, like any project you get, you start assessing what you've got. And what I had was not a lot. This old truck was very rough when I found it. Just about every panel on it was almost unused. Started out just kind of tearing this thing apart a little bit. Didn't really know where I was going with it. All I knew is I had a 383 and I was going to be putting it in this to power the truck. I was just going to bag it, slam it on the ground, and cruise it like that, just real low buck, rat rod style, which a lot of people still call it a rat rod. But like any project does, this thing snowballed into a pretty extensive build, and it lasted many, many years, which I was pretty on and off on the project because I really didn't have any set deadline when I needed this thing done, whereas now I'm on YouTube, so it kind of holds me a little bit more accountable, and it probably would have helped finish this thing quicker. But I really didn't have any knowledge of this year's C10, or really any C10s, period. I had bagged a C1500, or an OBS as everybody calls them nowadays. I started researching, and I found out that the trucks couldn't lay true frame without one, Z in the frame, pancake cross member, or get you a whole new cross member. I was kind of up in the air on what to do with that because the drop members, they're not cheap, and the other two options, I just didn't really know how that would align with everything else because I was pretty green at doing any kind of extensive modifications like that to a vehicle that would be driving down the road. I just hopped in the back and started working my way into bagging that, and then I was gonna figure out the front later. Started out with just a super simple step notch. I was gonna keep the factory 2-link in it and all that jazz, but after looking at it, the factory 2-link was actually so rusted that the I-beam that's kind of together on these trucks had formed so much rust that it started to split open on itself. So I kind of ditched that idea. From there, I just ended up cutting the whole frame off behind the cab and back aft it with 2x4 square tubing, and that's the current setup that it has. It has a shortened 9-inch in it. It's got a wishbone, then 2 lower links, which that's where the bags are placed, so it's a bag on bar setup. So after getting the rear sorted, I finally came up here and had saved enough pennies up. I just went ahead and dropped the hammer on getting a drop member for this truck. It seemed like it checked off all the boxes that I currently wanted for this truck, and that's what we went with. It gave me the rack and pinion. It laid out all the way. It didn't have the weird kind of rake that a lot of trucks have whenever they're not laid out all the way. After getting that in, everything started coming together on the truck. Everything started flowing. Got an American Auto Wire harness, which I've got a video on that, and that is a pretty sweet harness, and I plan to do that on a couple more trucks. I'm not sponsored by them by any means, but if you're watching and you want to, hit me up. But after that, we got the truck together and we went to the first little show. It was a little cruise-in right across the river here, about 15 minutes away. An alignment done on this truck, and it was an absolute nightmare to drive. But this truck has since been on one hot rod power tour. It's been to Lebanon, Tennessee 3 years now, and just countless other really long road trips. And if you're an experienced viewer, you'll know that I have had some troubles with the truck, but nothing really too major that you couldn't deal with. So knock on wood, I don't have any real complaints with the build so far, and I hope I can get many, many more years of enjoyment out of this truck. I'm actually looking at maybe doing like a fuel injection setup on this truck at some point. I think that would be really cool. Starting to dial this thing in pretty good to where it's starting to get a lot of good road miles on it, and I'm feeling even more confident. Like power tour, it was like just driving a daily driver, hopping in the truck, and you knew what to expect, and it was second nature basically. And I do love this truck. It's pretty much just a low and loud hot rod. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but I mean, the 383 definitely puts plenty of power. Anybody that's ever rode in it with me, they definitely think it's a pretty fun little ride, so I enjoy the heck out of it. Hopefully going forward, we can do a lot more cool stuff with this truck. I think it's a blast to drive it, and I know a lot of people enjoy seeing it out and just coming to check it out. I think everybody enjoys the truck, and it's so cool to be able to rescue and preserve these old trucks, because I mean, who knows, if somebody else would have came and got that truck before me, they might have been a scrapper and just took it straight to the scrapyard. It's cool to see people actually get these things out and use them. That's why I am so drawn to the PaTreeNa stuff, because I don't have to worry about anything as much, and I get a lot of when you gonna paint it comments, and the question or the answer is basically never. I don't want to paint it. I like the PaTreeNa. It's a good look to me. I know a lot of like the old school guys, they don't like the PaTreeNa stuff as much. Is what it is. I think it's cool as heck. But I just want to reiterate, this truck didn't happen overnight. I mean, it took me a lot of overtime to pay for parts, I mean, and all that stuff. And not to mention just the amount of labor it takes to build something like this. So, you know, you scroll Instagram and all that stuff, or even watch YouTube videos, and you see people build stuff in a month, 2 months or something, or just they've already got it and it looks like they got it all figured out. I mean, for most normal people, I consider myself pretty normal, it doesn't happen overnight. So don't get discouraged. Like, I know I've got a bunch of junky trucks, and that's what they are. That's what I can afford. I can't afford to go to Texas and get a nice roller and build that. All my stuff that I get is stuff that most people probably wouldn't even want. But that's what I can afford, and I build them to drive and have a good time with. And I think that that should be something that a lot of people strive to do, instead of strive for perfection that is going to take twice as long. Anyway, getting out of control here. So let me know, what's your favorite part of the truck? If you've seen this truck before, or if you're a first-time viewer, what do you like about the truck? You think it's cool? Was there be something you would do differently to this truck? Please don't say put an LS in it. I've had that too many times. It's not getting an LS, it's staying Gen 1 small block the whole time. I will have a full playlist linked below of this truck. You can go filter through all the videos, even Hot Rod Power Tour, if you'd like to go follow along on that journey and see how this truck did. I did have some hiccups, I'm not gonna lie, just getting that out there. But I've got a full playlist down there. You can check out this truck if you're interested, and I would appreciate it if you would do so. Also, if you enjoyed this content, please consider hitting that subscribe button and also liking the video. And maybe just an old school, tell your friend, just go say, hey man, I watched this guy's channel the other day. He seems like an okay dude, so that'd be cool too. I'd appreciate that. And I appreciate the heck out of you watching. It means the world to me. I've been trying to get videos out, and hopefully I'll have many more in the future. But until next time, get out in the shop, work on your own project, get off YouTube, and get something done. But hopefully you have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.